So last time we were together, you guys were kind of figuring out what you wanted to do with this newfound disease that Scylla and Indigo had contracted, this cackle fever. In which you guys had decided Indigo was going to cure Scylla of it using some lesser restoration. However, they did not use them on themselves. And you guys proceeded to the northeast, and you kind of, as you were making your way there, you smelt some odd kind of like sulfurous, smoky smells, and as you continued on, you came across a large fungi thicket in which Scylla was able to notice a particularly tall mushroom called a shrieker. And you knew if you proceeded on without kind of taking care of it, it would alert anybody beyond. And so with a quick little bit of work, you guys kind of prepped yourselves, shot it down, and you had actually harvested the large mushroom cap that had kind of like these odd holes all about it. And you guys proceeded farther into this cavern in which you saw there was kind of a camp going on. You saw that there was this wooden cage in which a two-headed dog was residing inside. A darrow was nearby. And you saw kind of up on this larger platform this weird ritual circle in which 5 darrow were conducting this ritual, and a small statue stood in the middle where a lump started to form in the neck of it. And as they noticed you, the dog was released. They all kind of left the circle, with one particular one with a staff staying nearby and trying to continue this ritual. And a large female Etten had come out, and they proceeded to attack you. And where we stopped last time, Scylla had just been knocked unconscious and dying from the second lightning bolt sent off from this particular cultist sitting on the platform in which you had kind of run up onto. Sephel is prone, I believe, still on the ground after having just blown up the darrow in front of them. Sue is kind of on this one-on-one match with the Etten and is not doing super great. Indigo is now kind of still in the edge of the fungi thicket with a darrow. You just got through dealing with the incapacitation of the cackle fever, so you're officially back in the combat. And that's where we had left off, with Scylla falling to the ground unconscious. As Scylla falls, and this particular cultist kind of lowers their staff, the little bits of electricity flowing away, dissipating into the air, just... And Sephel, you have a scorch mark across your robes, and Scylla's already black plate just bears now kind of a scorch mark across the breastplate. I need Indigo and Sephel to make a perception check, and I'm going to have Sue do one as well. Using my brand new nice dice, that's a 19. For Sue on that. Perception.
Looks like one of you did well, based on those expressions.
Sue got a 26. What'd you get, Indigo?
I also got a 26, but mine's a nat 20.
Nice.
Hey!
Wow.
Sephel?
Rounding out the coin, I rolled a big ol' 1.
I mean, your ears are probably ringing with the force of this lightning that just lit you up. And the explosions from your meteor swarm. Your little octopus ears are hurt. So Indigo and Sue, you both hear this like odd rumbling. And it sounds like something is just like coming from up above. And then you pinpoint it exactly to the space overhead of where that magician sorcerer-esque darrow on the platform stands, and then you just see the earth in the cavern ceiling above just start to like bow down, and then there's an explosion of rubble as what looks like a small kind of monolith just crashes into the ground right here behind them, and they kind of dodge out of the way of this rubble. And as the rest of the stone kind of falls down, there's a moment of silence as everybody's like, what in the fuck is going on? This odd kind of rectangular stone is crude and bears all these kind of odd marks upon it. And then you see, drifting slowly out of the hole of which this stone had created, this black and red mist start to descend. And then it kind of hovers above this little monolith until it starts coalescing into a singular form. And as it starts to solidify, you see this long, tall figure now squatting atop it. It's extremely broad-shouldered, but gaunt with this pale, bluish-white skin. You can see veins running underneath it, and it has these pointed ears and these gold and black eyes. It has a set of tusks that protrude from its lower lip and another set of fangs that drip down just from the upper on the other side of these tusks. They have long fingernails that form more like claws and this horribly ragged kind of robes that cling from the waist. And as it finally solidifies, it looks down upon this Darrow and Scylla's unconscious form. And it starts to open its maw, and all you see are rows of sharp, jagged teeth, and it's just... and it goes to attack the Darrow. It swings out with a claw, and you see its claw just slowly elongate until it sweeps down at it. That is... yeah, that's definitely going to be hit, because that is a 17. Let's get back to the objects and token board. Yeah, that's a 17, so rolling for damage. Max damage, it does 12 points of damage, and you just see this Darrow get like swung around as this claw rakes through its flesh. 1 second. And then it's going to reach down, and it like falls down off this monolith on top of the Darrow, swiping once again. That's a 12 plus 6, that's an 18, that's another hit. Rolling again, and that is 8 more points of damage. This wizardly-like Darrow has now been severely damaged by whatever this creature is. And then you see, you guys, because of your perception checks, you can see as the blood gets onto its claws, it like holds it up and allows it to drip down into its maw. And as it faces forward again, these golden eyes now turn blood red.
So they're definitely on our side, right? Clearly.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm like, no, this is totally fine. This is fine, right? Like,
I don't
completely
think,
lawful good.
I don't think it cares about
Totally
sides.
Next up in the order is Sue. Sue here, watching this horrific scene in which the Etten even turned back and was kind of like, she is going to try and finish the job before of her because she just saw Scylla go down. She's like, hold on, Scylla! And she's going to swing out with her enlarged broadsword, two-handed. That's a natural 2. So she misses. And let's see here, double checking her bonus actions. She has nothing. Okay. So that is her turn. Indigo, you are up.
Alrighty. How exciting this turn of events. I am gonna go ahead and disregard the opportunity attack and rush over towards Sue and the Etten.
Okay, are you disengaging by disregarding, or are you just
Nope,
gonna try and get past it?
Hit me.
Okay. Let me get their stats back up. Rolling. That's a natural 20 on these brand new dice.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
He's
So-
feeling the power.
Don't worry about it though. It's just a measly hooked spear. It's 1d4 minus 1 piercing damage. And he is just gonna try to damage you. He's not gonna try and hook you. So it's 2. So you take 4 points of piercing damage. You made it out just fine.
Alright.
That minus 1 is real good. And yeah, so you make it through. And now you are
Excellent.
next to this Etten.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up next to my this Etten adversary here. I can just barely, I think, see Scylla, and I'm gonna use a bonus action to healing word her at first level.
Okay.
I need you off the ground, friend.
I would like to get off the ground.
I want to get the fuck
There's some-
out of here.
There's something with fangs and tusks, and I don't really know what that means.
Well, on the bright side, you have 8 hit points right now,
Ooh, very nice.
and I'm gonna use my action to use the help action with Sue. And because of my Fey gift feature, that will also gift her 3 temporary hit points.
Wow. Okay.
Me?
Sorry, that's for Sue.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Sue has advantage and 3 temp hit points.
Good.
Screw you. You got your HP. Who needs it
I
too?
need more.
You're off the floor. That's all you get.
That's what you get. You wait your turn. All right. Next up is the Etten. Oh, my Etten friend. How shall we deal?
Hey there. What's up?
One of the heads turns towards you and is like, "You're red."
We don't look at skin color here, friends.
Sorry, I didn't. I'm confused. Should I be offended?
You look like blood, and they're gonna swing their morning star at you.
Oh my.
That's another natural 2. So I don't think a 9 hits you, right?
Sure don't. But I
I'm
thought
really
you
having
were
to see that.
Yeah, did anybody else clench for half a second
Yep.
while you...
Oh god.
All right. The battle axe is gonna go towards Sue because that's what the other head is controlling. Oh my gosh, my dice have rebelled against me. That's a 4. So that's another miss. And yeah, that's all their turn. They're gonna stay right here because they are. Even though the horrible creature is attacking their friend, they have a big creature in front of them here. All right, Scylla, it's your turn.
Yeah. Scylla gets that boost of healing energy. She's on the ground with her trident next to her. She opens her eyes, sees this creature fighting the Darrow, right?
Yes.
To stay or to leave?
I'll give you just for shiz and giggles here. Make a nature or survival check. I'll let you do either one.
They're the same. I will call it survival in this moment.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. When you look at this creature, some of its features immediately strike you as orcish in nature. However, the way that it's consuming this blood and the way its teeth are, it also appears vampiric in nature. And though it is here practically upon you, with the thirst at which it is attacking this Darrow, it either seems uninterested in you or it has a particular taste for what it is currently attacking. So you do not think it threatens you in this moment.
It likes the
Darrow.
cuisine of Darrow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Scylla's going to use half her movement to stand up, and I imagine she does it to make herself as small as possible, so that the Darrow doesn't even realize that she's gotten up. And I will attempt to attack with my trident.
Okay. I can see it from like a kneeling position, you thrusting up at it.
Yeah. That is a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right. And then I will blah, 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 blah. I am gonna make this a trip attack.
Oh, using the other superiority dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make them. So I'll roll damage first, and then I get to add the superiority die to my damage, and then they have to make a strength save.
Okay, that'll be great. I'll go ahead and roll that.
17 piercing damage.
Never mind. Describe your kill.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that she slowly gets up out of a crouching position, and it's a full stab through his back, and she punctures his heart. And then she rips the trident out, and as he falls, she's staring at this vampire orc.
Okay. So that was, you still have half your movement, correct?
Yeah, and I will be using it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she pulls the trident back out of the Darrow as they fall, and she makes eye contact with this creature, and then she's just going to like back up in this like I'm not your enemy kind of way, as far away as possible, and maybe I will attempt to kind of get down the ledge if I can. I'll only have 15 feet of movement.
You know what? If you make an athletics or acrobatics, I will say you can slide down that 5 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. And it will be athletics.
Okay.
22.
You're good. You slide down, no problem.
Okay. So yeah, she's like backing up from this creature with her trident dripping with the blood. And then that's my movement. Yeah, I will end my turn there.
Okay. Sephel, you are up.
Okay. Some developments. Okay, so Scylla is up. She is safe. That is one thing taken care of. I am going. How does our Etten friend look at the moment? Have we done any decent damage to it, or is it still looking pretty solid?
It looks pretty hardy still.
Okay. All right. I am going to... I'm going to get myself... Well, first of all, I'm going to stand up. So I'm going to use half my movement to get unprone. And then I'm going to walk behind Sue down to the wall, the southern wall. And I'm going to cast... What level? I'm going to cast a second level Witch Bolt at it. So, to hit...
Okay.
That's a gamble. 17.
That's a hit.
Okay, awesome.
It's a big target.
And that is 2d12.
Oh fuck.
At second level.
Big hit, big hit.
That is big hit. 21 points of lightning damage.
Oh. The head that was kind of facing towards Sue is the one that gets particularly lit up with that and just turns towards you and goes, "That mean."
So now protruding from his staff is this giant, like, crackling fork of lightning that's tethered itself to the Etten and is remaining.
Okay. All right, we are back up at the top of the initiative order. This is round 6, and it is the 3 remaining Darrow's turns left. This one here to the northwest that was previously made their opportunity attack on Indigo is going to run in and is going to try and stab Sue, giant Sue. Let's see how well this goes. No, that's another natural 2. This did I get high variance dice? What's happening? All right,
Like
so
that.
Yeah, the one to the far north, kind of 10 feet away from Indigo, in a distance from everybody else, is going to keep their distance, and they're going to fire their small repeating or light repeating crossbow at you, Indigo.
Oh.
That is a natural 19, so let's see, that's a 23 to hit?
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Okay. And you take max damage, 10 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And that is their turn. This one here is going to move it's going to move 10 feet to the southwest, and it's going to take aim at Sephel, because it sees you targeting with this horrible looking spell at the Etten. So firing with the crossbow, that is an 8. 12 does not hit you.
Just misses.
Okay. Wow.
My
Just.
AC is 13. Why
That's
do we
right,
keep
wizards.
forgetting this?
I don't know. It's also been a while. Okay, that is the Darrow's turn. The Darrow Savant, as it's known, is no more. So their turn is no longer. The Vampiric Orc, though, however, licks more of this horrid blood off of their claws and then just starts running towards the edge of the platform in a full, like, feral sprint.
This is some horror movie shit. We like.
And then it leaps off the edge of the platform and, like, vaporizes into that red and black swirling mist as they use the dash action as a bonus action, and they reappear and reform next to this Darrow that had just shot at Sephel, and they're going to swing out with their claws. So first attack, that is a 17, don't even have to add the rest. That is 10 points of damage as he, like, cleaves, like, stabs the claws in, and you can see it poking through the small stomach of this Darrow in front of it. And the second claw, that's another hit, and does minimum of 6 points of damage. But the other claw comes in, and they, like, both the claws enter into the torso and just twist and rip this Darrow in half, and just gore flies all over its body. And as it's ingested a little bit more, you can see its, like, emaciated form seem to, like, pulse and grow a little bit bigger, like hardier. The muscles seem to kind of swell a little bit as this Darrow falls. And that is their turn. Sue's turn. She is going to, let's take a look here. She don't have a whole lot here. She's just going to keep trying to stand toe to toe. Yeah, she's going to try and hit this Etten once more, two-handed. Hopefully she does, because then she can do a little bit more. It's another natural 19, so she definitely hits. Onto the D10. Not great damage. She does she does 5 points of damage. However, she's going to mark it as a favored foe. So she will be able to do extra damage to it ongoing now.
Nice.
Marking that down. All right, and that is the end of their turn. Indigo, you are up.
All right, decisions. How's Sephel looking over there?
He's
You can't
pretty
see
beat up.
them. I'm just kidding.
He's pretty beat up.
All right. I peek through the Eden's legs at Sephel.
How dare you? She is a lady.
Hey,
Excuse
as
me.
long as he's looking at eye level, like keeps his eyes straight.
Indigo's a very respectful gentleman. Thank you very much.
It crosses its weapons between its legs. It's like, no looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Sephel with a healing word at the first level.
Toro, bless you.
And that's 7 points to you, my friend.
Toral, damn you.
No, that's
Thank
Proal
you
blessing you. And then
very
I'm gonna
much.
turn around to the Darrow that shot me with the crossbow. I am gonna hit them with a sacred flame, so a dex save, if you please.
Okay, so the one to the north here.
Yes.
Okie dokie. That's a 3, so no. A 5
Right.
doesn't make it.
Then that is a 5 points of radiant damage.
Whew. Ouchie.
Alright, that's all she wrote.
Okay. Dare kind of ekes out in pain with your holy magics. And it is now back to the Ettin's turn. Grulamunga, as she has announced before. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Not amazing. She's gonna focus both of her attacks at the moment on Sue, just trying to knock them out. So first comes the Morning Star. That's another natural 3, so that's a no-go. Followed by the Battle Axe. That's another natural 2. What the heck, dice? Don't want to be working against the PCs. Okay, well, that's the Ettin's turn there. Scylla, you are up.
All right, Scylla's gonna run. I want to stay out of the range of Vampy Boy because I'm just not feeling great about it.
You're not feeling great about it. I get it.
So she's gonna like skirt around them and go the full 30 feet to get right up in the Ettin's grill.
Okay.
And I will attempt an attack with my trident.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit.
That's an absolute hit.
All right. I'm gonna do a trip attack.
Fudge.
Um,
Can you do it against creatures of larger size?
Yep, larger, smaller.
Shit.
So I'm envisioning that she's lunging forward with her trident. She's going for the Achilles tendon.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oof.
Is your trident barbed? Because I almost pictured it like it pierces the Achilles tendon, and because it's barbed, as you're like trying to rip it
Ooh.
back, that's what hooks and like catches
Like,
it.
grabs it, pulls it.
Yeah.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, the entry's deadly, the retreat's worse.
Yeah.
Right. So it's only 12 points of damage, but they do need to make that strength save.
Okay.
It's only a DC 14, so they're pretty strong.
Oof. That's a lot of damage. Hang on a second here. Yeah, that's how much they go down. All right, strength saving throw, you say?
Yep.
Yes. Huh? Okay, what's the DC I'm trying to beat here?
14.
14? Oh my god, another natural 3. So the Ettin falls.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
New
So-
dice, you're supposed to be kind to me.
When she strikes out with her trident, hooks them behind the ankle, grabs that tendon, yanks back so they fall, and I'm going to action surge, and I have advantage.
Fuck yes.
Oh, thank God I did too. 19 to hit.
That's an absolute hit, you monster.
All right. All right.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
see.
Scylla putting in the work. She's on low hit points. It's incredible.
That's another 12.
This is a friggin' hero.
There's nothing more deadly than a fighter on the brink of death.
Pretty much, yeah. This Etten is not looking great.
All right. Then that's it.
Okay. Sephel, you are up. You have this witch bolt on the Etten.
Yep. I'm going to use my action to just pulse the lightning bolt and crackle it through it again.
Alright.
For another...
Another 2d12.
No, actually, the thing about lightning bolt is when you upcast it, it actually only affects the initial damage. Everything after that is still just the base 1d12.
I mean, still, hopefully it's still a lot.
Still pretty good. 8 points of lightning damage.
Oof. Yeah, this Etten looking real toasty. They're just crying down on the ground. Alright, we are back up at the top of the order. Going to the last two remaining Darrow here. This one to the north that Indigo and it have been kind of trading shots at each other is going to retreat a bit. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think they only have 25 feet of movement. Let me just double check here. Nope, they got 30. Okay, so they're going to move 30 feet going back towards the east, towards kind of like the little campfire area on the map. And they're going to fire once again at you, Indigo.
Uh-oh.
This die is loving 3s and 2s right now. God! All right.
That's my love-hate relationship with my Sunset Eternal dies as well. It either rolls really well, like once in a blue moon, and then it's all lows.
I'm just hoping that the odds go back in my favor here. All right, so the Darrow that is on Sue sees its friend retreating, sees kind of the state of things. It's also going to try and retreat. So Sue's going to get an opportunity attack here. Dice are kind of back in business. That's 11. So that's a 16 to hit, which is gonna do it, and it's a D10 of damage. She does 8 points of damage to this Darrow here. It is still alive, but it is not looking good, and it is gonna get. It's gonna retreat towards the west, heading back towards the fungal patches that you guys had killed the Shrieker in. And it is going to fire their crossbow back at Sue, just kind of like quick turnaround and fire. Let's see. I don't know. Their AC is more than that. Yeah. 13 towards it. Sue manages to kind of like rotate and it plinks off of the armor. Okay. That's the Darrow. That's all that's left. Next up is this horrid creature that has mauled 2 of these Darrow, and they're gonna run after this one retreating to the north, and is going to take 2 swings with their claws. Natural 16, definite hit, and that is 10 points of damage, and with one swipe of their claws just cuts off the Darrow's head. And with the other claw that was coming in, grabs the body and just sinks its mouth down over the stump. And you just hear this sickening slurp sound. Just okay. And next up is Sue. So as she just like turned around, taking this tiny crossbow bolt off of her large body, she is going to swing down with advantage. I forgot to do advantage last time because of your help action, Indigo, so I apologize for forgetting that feature. And is going to try and stab down on this Etten. Let's see here. No, that's another 3. Another 3.
Oh no.
Tired of this. Tired of this, Grandpa. Well, it's too damn bad. Sorry, I can entertain myself for hours.
You have to entertain somebody.
Yep, I got it. This is my life. That's the end of Sue's turn. Indigo, you are up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. Indigo's gonna pull out a dagger and stab down at the prone Eden.
The face that was facing you before is like, why?
I thought we were all on the same page here. I'm sorry if you didn't understand that.
That's a 23.
I don't need to explain this to you.
23 is an absolute hit.
Oh my goodness.
This is just a sacrifice of a giant kid now.
Yeah, that's a 6 points of the slashing.
Oh my gosh, she's just.
No, this is all of the sixth graders teaming up to push the bully into the locker.
Well, is that the end of your turn?
No, I'm gonna work my way around still in their sphere of influence to get next to Scylla, and then use a bonus action, help action, to grant Scylla advantage just in case his friend stands up, and give Scylla an additional 6 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, well, we are back at the Etten, who is going to use half their movement to stand up, and because of your horrid stabbing into their second face, is going to swing both attacks at you, Indigo.
Oofta.
Yeah, this ain't going to be great. If I'm going to switch to another die for one of these and see what happens. This is the old Labradorite die. That's a natural 19. Hell yeah.
Fuck. No, go back to the dispel.
Yeah, you don't want to waste. You just got those dice.
No.
I'm not going to. Don't worry. I'm going to roll damage with them right now. This is 2d8 plus 5 slashing damage with the battle axe. That's an 8 on the first one. Fuck. That's a 6 on the second, so that's 14 plus... That's 19 points of slashing damage.
Night,
How you
y'all.
doing?
Night.
You are down. Okay.
Oh, most assuredly I am down.
She's like getting up. She just swings the battle axe over and chomps it right into you, slamming you into the ground with it. And with the other hand, or the other weapon, she's going to like kind of like sling her arm backwards to try and essentially backhand Sue with the Morning Star. Let's go back to the Labradorite. Let's see if we can do it again.
Maybe not. Maybe we don't.
That's a 13 plus 7. I think Sue's is 19. I think only when she's using the shield, but she's not, because so it's 17 right now to hit her. So it succeeds. It's gonna be another 2d8. It's a 1 and a 4, so that's 5. That's 10 points of piercing damage to Sue. And Sue is looking real bad. Okay. And that is the end of their turn. Scylla, you are up.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I still have the help action from Indigo, right?
Yes.
That doesn't go away?
Yep. I'm not going to take it away from you.
Okay. Then I'm gonna attack the,
Right.
that is a...
Is it above 12?
Yes.
Then you hit.
Okay.
That's its AC. I'm just going to tell you right now. It's 12.
It's AC 12.
Yeah. It's not high. It's huge. It's not wearing armor.
I'm going to trip again.
Sam.
What?
Just, can I make a suggestion?
What?
Roll regular damage.
Well, it's not that great, so 5. It's only 5.
Describe your kill.
Oh no, this is not good, Will.
Oh no.
Yeah, Indigo goes down next to Scylla, and I think the Etten turned around and slugged Sue, and Scylla just gets this like enraged like look on her face, and she just thrusts that trident up through the neck as the Etten is looking over at Sue. And then she twists it for good measure and then yanks it out as they fall.
Did you guys ever see the movie Troy with Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom?
Yeah.
Do you remember the very beginning, where he like runs up and like sword thrusts into the neck of the huge guy in the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Just picture that with Scylla, because it's a larger creature. She just like hops up on the leg, pumps up, and just trident thrusts it in there and comes back down. Like, badass.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you have one Darrow left who's clearly trying to make an escape.
I'm going to bonus action give my last healing potion to Indigo. Or is that an item? Can I use an action on that?
Yeah, just because I think because you're administering it to somebody else, unless you want to like huck it at him, and hopefully some of it gets in his mouth.
No. Okay, well then I'm just gonna end my turn where I'm at.
Okay. All right, Sephel, you are up.
Okay. So as I watch the trident go like through the fucking throat of the Etten, I know that I can drop my witch bolt. This Darrow is trying to get away. I'm gonna swing back up behind Sue where I was, and as it's running, can it go ahead and yeah, have it go ahead and make a intelligence save for me.
Okay. See if the dispel dice will roll well again. It's a natural 15, and that's it.
DC 16.
Fuck.
So not crazy. I'm just popping a little mind sliver at it.
How dare you? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Darrow surprisingly have a little ability, so I get to roll again.
Oh, they have that fucking...
That's a 17, boy.
Oh, get fucked. Alright. You and your fucking Darrow luck. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing happens then.
Sweet. For once I remember a really good ability that these creatures have. Alright, we're back up at the top of the order, and it is that one Darrow's turn left. And they're just going to keep trying to retreat. And as they are running away, they're going to try and fire their little crossbow at Sue. Spell dice. It's a natural 16 plus 2. It's an 18. That's a hit. And they do 7 points of piercing damage. And you guys watch Sue just like falls to one knee. She's just like, ugh. And that is their turn. Oh boy. Next up is the horrid pale creature that has come in and is now drinking the blood of this Darrow. And they're actually going to remain there and can continue to pull the blood from this creature. Alright, Sue's turn. Sue is going to whip out their repeating crossbow, now a little bit larger, and is going to fire at this retreating Darrow. That's another natural 2. Good lord. And then you see Sue's form actually slink back down to her regular size, as she is very, very weak in this moment. Indigo. Make a save. Make the save.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
Hey.
Very nice. All right, the Etten is dead. Scylla, it's your turn.
All right. She sees Indigo breathe back to life. She kind of looks down, nods.
That's only 2 saves.
Nope, you're back up to 1 hit
Is
point.
it really? I thought
Yeah.
it was only.
Yeah.
Nope,
Nice.
A natural 1 is 2 fails. A natural 20 automatically pops you up to 1 hit point.
Really? All right. Sounds wrong, but okay.
Just because you
Let
don't
it
like
go.
it doesn't make it wrong.
I'm gonna sprint straight west.
The Darrow sees you're coming in and is like, huh? No!
I'm going to throw my trident, and it is outside the 20 feet, so it is going to be a disadvantage, but I
Okay.
will make it a precision attack if I need to, but I don't have to call that right now.
Fudge.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to. Yeah, that is a 12 to hit.
That just misses.
Damn it.
So your trident lands in the ground beside them, and they're like, ha 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 ha, like that shaky laugh of, oh my god, I can't believe I'm alive.
And I'll end my turn there.
Okay, Sephel.
Okay. I'm gonna key into a little bit of that hag knowledge. That sweet brain juice.
Shit.
Go ahead and have that Darrow make a wisdom save for me.
All right, he does have advantage on this.
Okay.
It's just a general thing about Darrow.
Yep.
Let's see. That is a 17 and 11. Wait though. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
They have a -3 to wisdom.
Amazing.
Fails.
Hold person, bitch.
Ow.
You gave him this will.
The Darrow is paralyzed.
Okay, great.
And
Yay.
as I paralyze it, I will call out specifically to Scylla, because I know she's like in the process of running it down. Wait, we must see what it knows.
She kind of stops in her steps. Well, she had already thrown it, but she looks at Sephel and she says, "Agreed. I will wait. Grapple this creature when I approach it."
All right. You guys are officially out of combat. Way to go.
Oh.
You made it through.
Oh boy.
You have all this carnage around you. Indigo, you have just managed to rouse yourself with a surge of energy, or maybe by Toral's grace, back into life, and there's this horrid creature that you can hear consuming a Darrow in the background. You have a paralyzed Darrow before you. What do you guys want to do here?
Yeah, Scylla's gonna approach the creature that is currently paralyzed. I want to pick up my trident, get out my rope, and tie them up.
Okay, yeah, you do so.
Because I can only hold that spell for a minute.
Okay, good. And then she's gonna actually walk them back toward the rest of the group. So hopefully we all kind of get around the Ettin's dead form.
Okay.
And then she's going to force him to his knees.
While
You do so,
she's-
yeah.
While Scylla's doing that, Indigo is just like sitting on the ground looking at this creature like devouring the Darrow.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just gonna not talk about this, or
Like, no, like, that does sound important, but also like, and I was like point at this thing as like just eats this Darrow piece by piece.
It's not that we're not going to address it. It's that I don't know if addressing it would go against our survival right now. It seems content. Let's leave it content for the time being.
Indigo, curiously enough, or not Indigo, Sephel,
Uh-huh.
as you like peer over and you see it like starting to detach its large maw from this body, this corpse, and lets it fall, you look back over towards that one particular Darrow that was launching those spells, and you feel a hunger start to kind of boil over you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, Christ. right. Wisdom save, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a disease or a poison effect?
No. No.
You know it's not.
This is if you want to eat its brain or not.
I know. Do I have time to say anything?
Tell me what you rolled. Tell me what you rolled.
I don't wanna.
Well, you're gonna have to eventually.
It's a 6.
That is a fail.
Uh-huh.
And
Do I have time to say anything?
Sure. You can say something, but you are actively making your way over to it. And you, like...
No, so I imagine
you have to consume it. Like, there is so much knowledge in there that you could have at your fingertips.
No, I imagine he, like, stands up and it's almost like a 1,000-yard stare. Like, his eyes are so far beyond this space he's in. And his body is just compulsively walking, and you hear almost this voice detached from himself, as if it's, like, originating from somewhere in his body other than his mouth. Like, Indigo, it's happening. And he just starts walking up towards the platform.
Okay. Indigo looks down at his last remaining spell slot. Oh.
Indigo, is this something I should be concerned about?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Can I roll insight on Sephel?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
I mean, I know what he is going to do. I want to know how he feels about what he's going to do.
You've seen this before, so I'll give you advantage on this. Like, this seems very familiar.
But you're trying to key in on, like, what my feeling about it is.
Yeah, so it's a dirty 20 insight roll. I want to know, like, because Sephel operates so differently from Indigo. What I want to get a handle on is, like, do you want me to stop you, or do you want me just to not have Scylla see you?
Okay.
Ooh.
So Will, I'll ask you this, because I'm fine with his check giving him the information he would get from me. But where this is like a compulsory effect, is there anything acting against him being able to read me?
No, there's not really anything against him for reading your personal feelings, but you, like, it's this thing of, like, your instinct right now is telling you that you need to consume this. One, for, like, your bodily survival.
Yep.
But also there's the temptation of, like, this guy had arcane magics and secrets, and I need to get in there. But obviously, you know, your own internal conflict of, like, this doesn't feel like you. So
yeah. So Indigo, I'll let you. So I'm kind of, like Will said, operating off instinct right now. There's very little of him that is able to break through and stop this at the moment. Him even saying anything was probably the last bit of it. But you do know and recall that when this happened in the Hag's Hut, and just what you know about Sephel to begin with, he's a control freak. Like, he needs to be in control of everything going on around him and within him. So you know that he expressed that this is a compulsion. He, like, blacks out and doesn't control it, and that is deeply offensive to him. In just every way that he operates. So even if he can't show, like, what his conflict is now, you know that this is directly against the way that he prefers situations handled.
Cool. Then as Sephel passes by Indigo and kind of whispers to him, I'm going to reach out and cast Lesser Restoration.
Oh.
And you can tell me
Sephel?
if that, on Sephel, to see if I can, like, kind of break through to him.
Read me the text of Lesser Restoration, please.
Oh, my friend, we are way off the we're way off the cuff here.
Yeah, I know.
It is
I just want to know
100%.
if there's anything in the actual text that might feel like it gives me more
Yeah.
grounding to say if this works.
You touch a creature and can either end one disease or one condition affecting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I'm gonna say no, and only because, and I would imagine because you understand this spell fairly well here, that this, because of its because it has not the effect you want of it. This must be something now hardwired into his nature, his very new being of what he is or what he has become. And so to affect him, to stop him from doing this, you would have to somehow take hold of his mind to do that. So that's what you learned. You're not walking away without learning something. You know that you would have to manipulate his mind for him to no longer do this or take this course of action.
Gotcha.
Lesson Restoration is not going to do it.
Have I expended that spell slot?
I'm going to say yes to learn all that. Yes,
Gotcha.
I think that's the trade here. You know
Absolutely.
exactly how to end the compulsion, but it's not Lesser Restoration, and you've used the spell slot. I imagine Sue and Scylla, as you're like standing there with this Darrow, and Sephel just like starts walking off. Sue just kind of looks at you like, "What is he doing? I thought we were. Are we going to ask it questions or something?"
I believe Sephel is a wizard and enjoys, there's probably something he wants to learn from a fellow wizard.
He's gonna
You're not wrong.
He's gonna consult that person's spell book. Why don't you guys start the interrogation? I'll be like super right back.
Yes, that sounds fine.
All right, and I'm gonna run after Sephel, and I am out of ideas to really control him, but I don't want our new friends to necessarily see this.
Okay.
So you can let me know how effective this is. I'm just gonna throw a cloak over Sephel as he begins to eat brain. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
He's just gonna hide my shame.
As Sephel bends down and his tentacles start to peel back, revealing his beak underneath his maw, and starts to like grip the Darrow's face and pull it up towards his as kind of like this gross almost kiss, like the illithid kiss of death. And like you throw a cloak over him as you hear like this horrible cracking sound. And then this warm taste fills your mouth, Sephel. And images of the past few minutes from their perspective start filling your mind. And a little bit of knowledge other than his arcane secrets kind of come to light to you. This was a small cult under this particular Darrow, and his name was Narok. And what he was doing here was attempting to manipulate the magics of Demogorgon to affect a group of stone giants that live within Gracklestug. And what they were doing with this particular ritual was trying to forcibly grow a second head on some of the stone giants, thereby driving them insane and causing a panic to destroy parts of Gracklestug. You know that Narok, this Darrow that the brain you're consuming of, was part of some kind of secret council amongst Darrow. But the knowledge seems to fade away as you start to get there, so you don't know what this particular group was called, but he was a part of something, and his actions here would not have been accepted by them. And you also learn a spell. You learn the spell Invisibility.
Yes! It happened!
I love that Sephel is slowly learning all the spells that Lara knew.
Suck it, Lara. May she rest in peace.
Lara. Nice. As you are kind of like coming back into grips with your conscience and you feel the cloak around you, I imagine you kind of like disappeared. Indigo, you don't hear it, but then you see it pass by you. This tall, lanky, gore-covered creature, vampiric-like creature, as it kind of like walks up casually this 5-foot slope as if it was nothing, and then kind of crosses over and stands over the now prone form of Sephel, and their eyes and their maw turns toward you. All you see now of their toothy face is the 2 tusks that come up, and then the 2 fangs that face down, kind of side by side of each other. And its face is just gaunt, almost skeletal. It has no hair, and its eyes are now back to kind of this black, like where the whites of our eyes are. It's just black. The pupils are black, but the iris are like this orangey glow now. And it just kind of stares at you. You see its long kind of claws have slowly kind of come back into its fingertips, and it just stares at you and Sephel, and then goes, "I would like the blood."
Oh,
I,
no. That sounds very reasonable, sir. Sephel.
Do I have...
You have your faculties
I have
about
control
you now.
again.
You hear
Okay.
this.
Sephel is going to detach and just sort of like move backwards away from the body, like on his, like moves back on his knees and then just kind of sits on them, and he's just staring, shaking, like almost huddled up against the knees of subconsciously.
Okay.
Is there enough blood there for you, buddy?
This creature bends down, picks up the darrow by its neck with its long fingers, holds it up, takes one claw, eviscerates it, and then just allows the blood to trickle down into its mouth. And then you watch as, after a minute, it tosses its body to the side, like throws it 15 feet away, and then goes, "They have a particular taste that I enjoy." And then he walks back over to that 8-foot tall kind of, not 8 foot, it's actually 7 feet tall, like stone pillar that had come crashing down through the ground. And you see there's these cords and like chains wrapped about it. And it picks it up and kind of like slings it over its shoulder. It's probably about 1 foot by 1 foot on each side. So it's a square foot all around. And it just kind of stares at the 2 of you and then gives like this weird disjointed bow. We're going to jump over to Scylla and Sue for a second.
Yeah.
Scylla, do you think you're watching or have been watching what's been happening up on the platform? Or do you think you and Sue have like started your interrogation of this darrow?
We are full on interrogating this darrow. Backs are turned 100%.
Okay,
and
cool.
The reason is because Scylla is like full intimidation right now. Like completely focused on this creature in front of her.
Okay. All right. Let's do this because this is gonna be great. Do you have intimidation as a skill?
Great question. I don't.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, Sue has a -1, but she could give you advantage on this by helping, like the 2 of you trying to be imposing on this.
I think this is another thing that they are used to doing together, and Sue has the physical like like she's got an arm on this creature, like holding them down, like with like brute force, and then she's like holding a weapon, like threateningly. And Scylla, I think that she has her back to them, up on the ledge, and she holds her trident in one hand and she kneels in front of, not like one leg kneeled, so she's like eye to eye with this Dara who's also kneeling, and she kind of tilts her head, and she's got this like deep sea like appearance, right? What is basically hair, but they're like thin fins start to rise around her head. Ooh. And her jaw just like unhinges and drops, and this really long tongue unfurls, and her completely black eyes just stare down at this creature, and her head just like tilts sideways a little bit in this like awkward fashion.
Scylla has to be as terrifying as this freaking vampiric orc over here. Like,
no, we're all monsters now.
Yeah, right. This is the Underdark, man.
You know what? I will allow, because of the way you kind of have Sue muscling this creature, I will give you advantage because she's helping, and I will allow you to use your strength modifier in this intimidation.
Oh, shit.
Because this is a show of force, and you are creepy as fuck right now.
Hell yeah. 17.
Okay, yeah, he pisses himself. He's like, what do you want? What do you want? I'm sorry.
You are Darrow, yes?
Yeah! Obviously, right?
Landling. Your people here. What was your goal?
Narek just said we were gonna, like, cast some spells, man, and, kind of mess with the stone giants, you know, make the dwarves pay. That's what we were doing.
Her tongue comes out and, like, licks the side of his face.
That's gross. God. I'm not into that. Pineapple!
Are there more of you here?
No, you kind of killed them all.
And you come here often from Gracklestug?
You know, today was kind of like the big day, the culmination of it all. Lauderman over there, and he kind of like points with one finger over towards the Darrow that's been decapitated and consumed over by the dog. He's like, he and I, we just came out because, like, Narek sent a message out through Droki that we were supposed to be here. It's been like weeks of planning, though. Yeah.
Droki, the one with the funny hat.
Yeah, him.
Where is he?
No idea. He usually just kind of comes and goes. There's
Where does he live?
I believe in the city. I don't really know, though. I don't directly talk to
at him. Like,
I'm so sorry. I don't know more. Okay.
Are there others casting rituals?
I don't know. There's so many, like, tunnels and caverns in here. I wouldn't doubt it, but not us. You stopped that.
I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Landling. Where is the dragon egg?
He's kind of like, there's a dragon egg down here? I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Am I getting clear insight? Like, he definitely doesn't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've intimidated the fuck out of him. He has no idea about it. He's like, I really don't know about that.
What else are you scared to tell me?
I have a lot of self-esteem issues. I'm probably gonna lose my tent back out in the district. I can't get a date. I don't know. What else can I I don't know. I really...
As he's, like, blubbering, Scylla just kind of, unhinges her jaw and looks up at Sue and gives her the nod. And Sue knows that means to take him out.
Okay, let's just clarify some. No, you know what? No, we're not clarifying. She tries to fucking stab him.
Yeah. I mean, Scylla's gonna help.
Don't worry. I think Sue's just gonna do it. Let's see here. She's one-handed because she is holding him.
I think Sue knows that Scylla, like, any of these rituals are, like, deadly and dangerous to so many people that Scylla's just kind of like, we take him out.
Yeah. She like swings the sword over and just stabs straight down into the shoulder, into the chest cavity, and pulls it back and lets the body fall prone. And she's like, "Do you want your rope back?"
Yes, thank you. I'll take my rope.
Cool. Yeah. She helps you undo the rope, and the body is collapsed. And I imagine at that point, when you guys turn back, you see this creature kind of holding this large stone, and Sephel and Indigo, they all seem to be kind of in a conversation of sorts.
Yeah, I think we'll start heading over.
Okay. You and Sue, you make your way over.
Sephel is like standing up, looking at Indigo like that. Do I have anything in my teeth? Did I get it all?
Indigo, it's disgusting. There's so many bits and pieces of bone and horrible gray tissue.
I feel
He
like
needs some floss.
Well, point of order: does Sephel have teeth, or does he have like a beak?
I got like the beak thing.
Yeah, he's got more of the beak, so it's kind of just all around there.
Okay. I feel like Sephel's like up against Indigo's knees, and like Indigo's like protectively putting an arm around him with one of his hit points.
You and Sue both.
Do you have a name, friend?
I have not gone by one in a long time. I've been called Adarnase.
Mr. Adnes, we certainly appreciate your help with the dispatching of our foes here. I do wonder kind of what your whole deal is, though.
I'm not sure I grasp your meaning.
Are you
Why
going to
do
kill me
eat
and my friends?
arrow?
No. I have a particular taste in blood.
The like stone monolith that he like burrowed through the ceiling with and is now on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like standing up? Like I'm not gonna get up in his grill, but just like giving it a glance. Can I
Sure.
get a like what is it?
You can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I'll let anybody roll Nature or Arcana right now to determine more about this creature and any or what he's carrying.
Hell yeah. That's an 18 nature for Indigo.
Okay.
22 Arcana.
That's a
22
7
Arcana.
Arcana.
And I will say I did consume one of my knowledge d6s.
Okay. Thank you for being honest. Indigo. Sue's not sure about this. Scylla, you're not sure what this guy is. Indigo, this is a vampire. This is a straight up vampire. However, from what you know of your learnings and your readings, your readings about vampires is that typically no one has ever reported one of being in the underdark. Usually they have a particular type of lair that they like to keep to. A lot of the ones that have been reported like kind of fancier things. They look particularly more humanoid in nature. They're kind of greedy in terms of like dragons. They can live for an extremely long time, and they use thralls to help them kind of accomplish their deeds. This one was definitely not of human origin. It was an orc or an orog that was turned or cursed with vampirism. Its large stature and kind of its frailer looking form, or more lean looking form, would make you assume that it's possibly centuries old. But it doesn't display the type of finery that you would get with most vampires. There's a more animalistic nature to it, almost verging on a type of vampire that you've heard of called a Nosferatu, which is this feral vampire that just fully gives into its instincts, running around in such a way. But you don't think that's quite the case. And you see that it's got these like kind of odd runic patterns and markings all over its body that also kind of match the shapes that you notice, Sephel, on this monolith it kind of carries. This tower, this obelisk, whatever you want to use there for a word. It's just like this long square or rectangular cylinder, essentially. Not cylinder. Jesus, I can't talk. And you think it's possible, because the way the Ferez permeates the Underdark, that it has somehow twisted the nature of this curse upon this orc. So that's what you get with a nature check. Sephel, I will say, kind of like blending your two knowledge checks here, you know that this is also a type of vampire. And the thing that's interesting to you both is that while, like, the main reason that vampires have a particular lair and they don't venture necessarily too far is that they have to rest. And the conditions of their rest are they have to either lie within the same ground that they were buried, be entombed within the tomb that they were buried in before. Otherwise, they cannot rest, and they begin to die, essentially. You, Sephel, pick up that there is an odd kind of binding between this stone and this creature. Like, I imagine, like, detect magic at this point must be kind of like an automatic response.
Oh yeah.
And so you're picking up a weird combination of both transmutation and enchantment upon this stone. And you think that perhaps this is what it uses to help it rest. That somehow it uses it to manage to move around. That's what you guys got. It's very interesting, dark, twisted stuff here. But he does not seem to have any kind of ill will or anything towards you.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Adnes, we very much appreciate the aid that you gave us. Do you happen to know anything else about what's going on in these tunnels here?
No, I have no knowledge as to what persists within these caverns. I was only drawn with the smell of blood and magic.
Yeah, where were you before you came from the ceiling?
There was a small cavern above that I managed to break my way through.
It's rather resourceful.
This stone is quite hard. Why are you here?
We were sent to investigate a cult of potential Darrow, among other things, that were operating down here. I don't particularly know if this was the group we believe we were looking for, but There was an object we were trying to obtain from them.
He like smells, like brings in this deep breath through his nose.
I smell more.
And you can see kind of like his lips start to almost like retract a little bit, and they like start to, his skin gets more taut until you can start to see more and more of his horrible sharp teeth kind of appear. And he starts to get like this animalistic look, and then he kind of pulls himself back together and goes,
Yes, there are more down here. And I could use a bit more feeding.
You are certainly welcome to it, barring it does not stop us from gaining the information or the items we wish. We would certainly appreciate the help and be willing to feed you.
he gets up right in your face right next to you.
Your blood is tainted. Yours is touched by divine magics.
He's looking at
Yep.
you, Indigo.
That's true.
I have no need of your bloods. The other one, and the small one, no. I do not want anything of them. Those more native and twisted by the magics here. I want them.
Well, Scylla, how did your conversation go?
Oh, it went fine. Found out a few different things. It seems that this group, there are no others, and they do not know, anything about anything else, really. It was unfortunate.
I did manage to get some information as well. I will share, of course, but I was more referring to is our friend still alive?
Oh, no.
Well, as an A's, you are welcome to a light snack. I'll like look over and gesture to the body.
Yes, I think I will.
And he like slings the stone off of his shoulder but continues to drag it behind him as it digs like a furrow in the ground, and he goes over to the body and just like rips it apart and starts eating.
I kind of thought I was going to be the edgelord in this campaign.
Between Scylla and this
No.
guy, I think you're very vanilla now.
No, I think I'm in like yellow territory as opposed
Yellow.
I feel better about my choices.
Well, while Mr. Adonais sates their considerable thirst, I don't know about y'all, but I could certainly use a rest.
Yes, I was thinking that as well. There are quite a few nice beds over there by the fire. Perhaps we could take those. The individual I interrogated mentioned that no one would be here.
No,
There's also quite a few bodies to loot here. Can you even imagine some of the things that are around? I see a couple crates and what looks like a chest over there.
Great point.
and a ritual circle. Is that still present on the floor, or did the circle disappear?
You see that the symbols and the markings have been kind of like carved / drawn into the platform floor, and you see that there seems to be a slight coloring to it, but it's not nearly as bright as it was. And you do see the statue. I know it's not depicted on the map here, but it is in the middle.
Yeah. All right, so there's certainly much to case from this area. Let's make sure that the location is safe and truly clear, and then I agree we should take some time to rest and discuss the information that we have collected. I agree with Scylla. I have the feeling that whatever was happening here was not a sanctioned ritual that any would be aware of or checking in on. So, I think we will be safe for the night.
Well, that's relief. Maybe we can, fortify our position a little bit, but that sounds great to me. Let's get to searching.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of like go ahead and wave away any perception or investigation because you guys have plenty of time to kind of like delve over this room.
Hashtag take 20.
You found a chest.
Okay.
You find a couple crates. You find a key around Narik's neck. And you assume that it goes to that iron chest.
Okay.
And inside of it, you find a couple of things. The first thing you find is a small leather bag containing 45 gold pieces and 15 silver pieces. You find a jar that seems to have kind of like this weird liquid inside of it. And I will say with your arcana or arcana checks and detect magics.
Oh, I'll take the time to identify all of these.
There we go.
If we're sitting, I'll ritual cast identify on whatever we find.
Sure. You discover that this jar is, and I hope I say this right, Keotome's ointment. It's KEOGHTOM''S ointment. You also find this kind of funny looking chime, and you now realize that is a chime of opening.
Oh, yeah.
Ironic that they put it in the locked chest, no? And you also find a small baggie with beads of force within it.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
You also find, while kind of perusing the area, that there are a couple of books lying about. And they're pages of particular interest to you, Indigo, because they are made of Trillimac caps.
Ooh.
And as you kind of like flip them over, you see that one of these, you can decipher the name in the beginning of one of them, and it's Narik. And you would presume that this is kind of their journal. And inside, as you're flipping the pages, you just see it's like mad scrawlings and scribbling, and it appears to be all have written in Dwarvish. So for any of you that can read that besides Sue, you can either try to have her decipher it, or you guys can, if you can speak it. Or actually, a couple of you guys are proficient in Arcana, Investigation, or Religion. You can spend 8 hours pouring through them, and you can subtract a number of hours if you can read Dwarvish.
I can read Dwarvish.
You can, through that, you can decipher a little bit more of what's in these things. Within one of the books you find, there are 2 scrolls. And one of them seems to have a list of names upon them. Do any of you speak Giant?
I do not.
No.
No. Yeah, you don't know what they exactly make out to be, but you see that there's a list of 6 things. Another is one written in broken Dwarvish. Would you guys like to know what it is now, or don't care?
Yeah, let us know.
Okay. I'll say either Sue or Scylla translate it for you here. It says, Narik, need more scrolls. Stone Speaker Haram has traps. But Droki is wily too and very small. I can hear talk, and in talk they say names, and I hear names and write names and give you names, so you give me time. But you have to give me more scrolls. Magic-y, spelly scrolls. Droki.
Oh, shit.
And that is all you find within this room.
Okay.
I will make you do one roll for me. Any of you guys can do this. Make an Arcana roll in terms of the circle.
Oh, I'm all over that.
13.
Can I give help to Sephel?
Yeah, you can.
I can do
Absolutely.
that.
Okay.
Actually,
I am.
Adonais also has Arcana. He'll roll.
I'm gonna burn the other one of my past knowledges too.
Okay.
So that is both expended.
Good to know.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. You realize that this ritual circle definitely still carries some power within it. And you recognize as some of its essence, some of its power feels similar to when you were in the presence of Demogorgon themselves. And you think that if you step within that circle without any kind of proper protections of sorts, as it seems to be linked to the Darrow of this cult in particular, you risk being damaged or harmed or even influenced by the powers of Demogorgon. The other things you do notice in here that are not particularly treasure-like is that the statue in the middle stands about 2 feet tall and bears resemblance to a stone giant, where out of its neck was forming like this clay-like new formation of what looked like was going to be a second head. By the chest in which you had found all the treasure, you found another statue. And upon its back was scrawled in Dwarvish one word. Rihud. R-I-H-U-U-D. It looks exactly the same as the other statue, but it has a second fully formed head.
Well, that's rude.
All right.
All right. 6 of psychic damage.
Yeah.
Take a point. You're going to take a level of madness. I'm just kidding. How dare you?
That's interesting. So it's like I wonder if they were practicing on lesser beings and like working their way up the totem pole. Like dog was first. Did any of the Darrow have a second head?
No. Nope. The
Interesting.
dog, the Etten, and these statues were the only things with dual heads.
Interesting.
You're welcome to do any kind of nature check on the particular dog or anything else you'd like to, but you are not required to.
I think Indigo is from outside the circle going to attempt to just use like Sacred Flame or other cantrips to see if I can kind of disrupt the circle.
Okay. All right.
And I also would have communicated not to step within it to everybody when I got that
sure,
feeling.
I think that's smart and that's fair. It takes a little while, and you realize that like each kind of one of these triangular sections within the painted area, as you destroy it, more and more of the circle seems to like fade and the magic start to dissipate. So it takes you a little bit, but you do eventually clear out the circle, destroying its markings and its influence.
Cool.
What would you guys like to do?
I think it sounds like we're gonna take maybe a long rest here.
It's up to
As
you guys.
part of that, Scylla does want to take a moment and attempt to craft. She has that shrieker head stuck on a sword in her bag.
Okay.
To see if there was anything useful out of that, whether it's like some kind of like noise machine that she can make, like as in like a whistle or like I don't know.
I will say it's limited to what you want to try and accomplish with it / do with it,
Yeah.
and what materials and time you're going to need to do. Are you guys settling in for a long rest here? Is that what you guys want to do?
I think so. We cased the area. We got all of the things. I think the only thing that we do is pass along all of the information. So fine with getting into the rest portion of it.
Okay. All right. So you guys kind of retreat around the campfire. Sue kind of sets down their barrel-like backpack and starts pulling out their herbalism and alchemist kit and starts kind of making some more potions, kind of drawing from the natural fungi thickets around in the area. You see that the Autonase is kind of like lingering a little ways away from the fire as you guys are kind of like settling down for a rest. But they kind of retreat towards the fungi thicket and they go,
I'm curious to follow you. If you mean to linger within these caverns and find these small, magical creatures.
Yeah, probably gonna find some more. So you're welcome to come along. That sounds great and dandy.
and so they take this little pillar and they slam it into the ground so it stands upright. And then you watch them kind of fade into that mist, that black and red mist. And the statue, the stone begins to glow. And you watch as like the mist forms and sinks into it in like these small, almost imperceptible cracks. And then just kind of sits there with all the different lines and swirls about it glowing.
That's wild.
Is that a creature you meet often?
I've never even heard of one of these.
First time.
Yeah, definitely haven't run into a vampire before. That's fucking wild.
And he definitely doesn't fit the mold.
Well, I mean, isn't that so often the case, friends?
Fair enough.
That being said,
Only two right.
I'll take first watch.
And I'll transform into a warg and sit down.
Okay. All right. Are we not going to talk about how we're all wildly, like, fucked up?
No.
What is this?
Save it for the morning.
The warg Indigo looks over at Sue. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, he can talk too? This is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I can talk.
This is fucking ridiculous. All right, giant, large Indigo, Warg Indigo is going to take first watch. Sue and Scylla, you guys are spending a little bit of time doing your crafts, kind of setting yourselves up. Sephel, what are you doing?
Great question. No, I don't think he has anything crazy. The only thing that he would have done, so we can say he either did it when we found them or doing it now, would be identify all of those items.
Okay, so
that
this
we
is kind of
found.
the time that you're doing that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's doing it sort of... I think I've expressed a couple times, this is sort of what he does to... Like, this is a grounding exercise for him, and where he
Sure.
just lost control again, and is certainly still coming down from that. I think he's taking a little bit extra time than he even needs to sort of like lay out all the magic items, identify them, understand them, focus on them, and just sort of get lost in that repetitive grounding process. And that he's actually going to include his staff in that as well, because this was his first full day with it.
Yeah.
And it did quite a few things that he was not aware that it could do, but felt almost instinctual, like just happened without a lot of thought for him, and he wants to continue his grasp and understanding of this new item as well.
Okay. Yeah, you sit down to kind of do all that. Sam, you don't have to decide now, but you are welcome to kind of figure out what you want to try and do with this Shrieker head, or come up with an idea. It doesn't have to be now. It can be next time.
I think I already know.
Yeah, what do you want to try and make?
She's just going to... I'm going to say that she grabbed also the voice box, because that's really what she wants. And I think I'm just going to take the voice box, wrap it in leather from one of the creatures around here. And she's going to attempt to make it into what is basically a duck call, but something like Shrieker call that will, one, be unique enough that the party will know what it means, and just kind of turn it into like a survival horn.
So
Nice.
you're taking the literal vocal cords of like one of the Darrow
so.
and like
No,
stuffing
of
it
the
into
Shrieker.
of the shriek. Okay, like the
Yeah,
cap
yeah.
is okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is that instrument that is like a metal dome? It almost looks like a tortoise shell, and when you like tap on it on different sides, it like makes different notes. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I don't know the name.
I don't know
Like,
what it's called, but like that's almost the size of this Shrieker head. But of course, since it's got different holes, like that's where it would push out all this different stuff. I would say you could play it in a way similar to like almost like an ocarina or something. That like by
Okay.
covering different holes while blowing through one particular one, you could make different notes of such, and it would be very particular to a horn, you know, until you develop a better proficiency with it.
It's called a hand pan.
Hand pan, thank you. Yeah, it's like the same size as that. But
Okay.
yeah, you could use it as a type of horn to make different types of signals, and maybe if you sit down with the crew and kind of decide on what that is, it can make different meanings.
Yeah, it might be pointless, but you know what? We're going to do it.
You never know. You never know. Okay, so Indigo, you're doing kind of like a 4-hour stint. I will say Sue will do second watch. Sephel or Scylla, are you guys conducting a watch? For all you know, Adonais is like either not
Yeah.
interested or like
I
he's just AWOL.
I can perform the next watch, seeing as I only need rest for 4 hours.
Okay, so we got the 3. I'll say that's enough. Okay, Indigo, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Absolutely. That's a 12.
12, okay. A couple points into your watch, you feel like you hear what sounds like these odd, like, yips and yowls and odd noises and chittering things, but considering this is the Underdark and everything seems to be making weird noises and whatnot, it doesn't sound like anything's getting closer. But you do hear these odd noises that kind of like perk you up, and then you kind of settle back down. You don't detect any threats, so your watch comes to an end with no problems. Sue will go next. That is a natural 19 plus 4. And then Sephel, you are a few hours later lightly tapped and brought back to consciousness as it is your turn.
Okay. Perception +0. 18.
18. Okay. You hear similar noises that Indigo had heard as well. And weirdly, at one point, you know the area, all these caverns have been filled with the Ferez. You feel like there's some kind of pulse. And because of your kind of natural tap into the weave of magic, you almost sense it, almost see it kind of like ripple through this shimmering that lingers within the air of the caverns. And it feels like if you could place a direction in which it came from, it came from the northeast. But it comes and goes very quickly, like a ripple on the surface of the water. And as you guys all kind of come through the rest of your long rest, you all level up to level 5.
Hey!
And that's where we'll end it for this one.
Hey,
Aw,
this is a
yeah.
good ending. I
Yeah.
like that.
Good.
Good place
Yeah.
to end.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you again. You're one of our favorite listeners. You made it to the post show notes. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, new outro means new news. We started a Discord server. Yes, we wanted to create a space for our listeners to meet fellow fans of the show. It's a new community, so hop on in, say hi, we'll be there. You can find it by going to our Twitter page, and it's linked up at the top there. Our Linktree/The Madness Table has all of our links to all of our stuff. Speaking of which, if you haven't, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We try to, post some memes and other exciting stuff, especially on Twitter, so we would love the support there. We're also going to be launching a bonus action segment soon where we talk about the behind the scenes for the different chapters of our story. So please keep an eye out for those. And if you want to submit any questions for a future bonus action segment, please email us at themadnesstable@gmail.com. Lastly, please leave a review if you haven't. All the reviews do is they help us grow. It's a quick, easy, and free way to show your support. And we always appreciate that. So again, thank you so much for listening. We hope you're happy and healthy. We'll see you next week. When...